introduce BJ Larson. Welcome, BJ.
Hello, everybody.
So BJ is a friend of mine, one of my friends, a dear friend of mine. He is her son. And, I've been talking to her about my brand, all our clients' brands, and just some of the challenges that a lot of people have as realtors, right? Like we have to do everything. Thank God social media is there. Social media has made it easier and easier for everybody to expand their reach. But at the same time, it's like one more thing, right? And you're just like, how do I do this? Am I going to become a marketing expert? Do I need to get a marketing degree? Or am I going to be a realtor? So I will let BJ tell you a little bit about himself, what he does, and he has an amazing presentation for you. So thank you, and take it away, BJ.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I'm really excited about this. I've been thinking about it all week. So again, my name is BJ Larson. My field and background has always been sales and marketing, typically high ticket sales. And I love it. For the most part, everybody is part of real estate here, right? Or everybody is part of real estate here, which is awesome because I've been in the real estate game in regards to digital marketing. So that's something that I'm very familiar with. And if you have any questions, by the way, in the meantime, feel free to type them in the chat. I'm a scatterbrain, so please bear with me. But I'm really excited, and I believe that I have a lot of value to bring you. But a little bit about myself. My background has been, again, high ticket sales, marketing, as well as Amazon private labeling, if you guys are familiar with that. Essentially what I did was, prior to quarantine, my friends and I had a business where we started creating private labels for Amazon, defrosters, push-up bars, any small things that you would see on Amazon, and we would run ads, build up that business to about, depending on what the business was, 5 to 6 figures per month, and then we would sell that business. And it was awesome until quarantine hit, and all they wanted to buy was toilet paper and masks. So, and the inventory was out, we couldn't buy it. So I got into foreign exchange trading, and I really saw a need of, like, that's where I really found my need for people. Like, of course I love people, but I found the need, and I saw that all of my friends were losing their job, and I had the ability to help them and show them the way. And that's exactly what I want to do with you here today. But so, quick question: out of everybody on here, does anybody have a marketing team that they're working with, or are we still, it's the youngest person gets the phone and then they point and shoot? Is that kind of what we're working with?
And
here?
before everybody answers that, let's all be a little bold. Like, I don't care if your hair ain't did, right? If you got your do-rag on, a hat, like, this is a social thing. This is where we kind of get to know each other. Go put a hat on, sunglasses. This is a social, right? Social proof. So I'm going to just challenge you guys. Okay. Like, if you actually smelled me right now, my armpits smell from my workout. So the question is, again, ask that question again.
Yeah, who has a marketing team right now? So same here, no marketing team. So everybody's pretty much doing it on their own. How is that affecting you? Like, does it feel like too much? Are you posting consistently, or is it being ignored because you have work to do?
It's basically people are saying no marketing team,
No marketing
on
teams?
my own, too much posting, not giving enough attention where it needs.
Okay, perfect. I love that. So I've got a solution for you. But what I'm going to do, and I believe I can share my screen. Can everybody see my screen?
Yep.
Okay, great. So again, my name is BJ Larson. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you how to hack the algorithm. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the movie iRobot, but iRobot is essentially about robots who are fighting other robots. And the only way that they were able to win, and spoiler alert, the only way that they were able to win was one other robot fighting another robot, because humans weren't able to fight this. This is a complex code of ones and zeros. That's exactly what the algorithm is. And what I've done is I've created a social media management platform. We are also an agency, but we've created a platform to where if you are doing it by yourself, then you can completely do that and feel confident knowing that your business is still being attended to while you're doing the important stuff, right? So to understand our product a little bit more, first you have to understand that I am, like I said, I am a scatterbrain, but I am on a mission for total human optimization. both personally and professionally. I wake up at 4 and my phone will literally tell me what to do, so I do not have to think. All these computers are just like really fast paced. So keeping my mind clear and keeping my attention where it's supposed to be is really, really important to me. So I'm sure that you can agree too, like when you are productive at the end of the day, hanging out with your family is so much more. It means so much more because you know that you've had a productive day. You're able to just sit and be present. I mean, that's really what I'm trying to do right now. I've got 3 kids, married. I'm deep in this life thing. I'm almost 30. So it's scary. Nobody, but
You're
but if I
almost
can,
an old man.
yeah, right. Exactly. But if I could be transparent, there are so many more productive ways to grow your business. What I'm trying to do is help you limit the small, like tedious tasks that you have to do throughout the day. And I was recently listening to Brendan Burchard. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with Brendan Burchard, but he is the speaker's hero, right? So everyone who I look up to, they look up to him. But he was saying that the difference between high performers and average performers is that high performers do needle moving tasks more often. The average performer is going to use small, tedious operations like their daily operations as an excuse to why they couldn't do the needle moving tasks, why you couldn't post, because you had to run a report, because you had to, whatever it may be. I'm not a realtor, so I don't understand what like the day-to-day is outside of that, but I'm assuming there's a lot of outreach necessary, but the same amount of time, dramatically different results. So we've got about an hour today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run you through this. If you have any questions, please type them out. If I don't see them, I will look at them afterwards, and I'm going to open up the floor for some question and answers. If you've got some time after, what I can do is if anybody's bold enough, what I'd love to do is pull up some of your accounts and analyze those in front of everybody, give you some tips and tricks to take home, and maybe they can apply to everybody. So the algorithm. So if you understand it, you will know that the activities of an algorithm can attract attention, right? But if you can make that work in your favor, you're going to rank your content higher. You're going to have more favorable outcomes. But your goal as a business is to stand out. So TikTok will treat your posts as ones that are worth displaying, right? And when I say TikTok, I mean all of them. But for today, I'm going to refer to TikTok a lot because the algorithm specifically is something like I've never seen before. Their ad campaign, the algorithm itself, it's amazing. Is anybody active on TikTok right now? Who would say that they're active? Or
I am.
Kirsten. Are you?
Yes.
Awesome.
I want
to pronounce it Kirsten. Am I saying that correctly?
Yes.
All right, Kirsten, can I pick on you a little bit later? Let's pull up your account and let's see what you're doing. I would love to. Do you have some good traction on there?
You'll tell me. You'll let me know.
Okay. Yeah, no problem at all.
And I've posted a few, maybe 8 videos, and I've gotten like 800 and 1,000 on one and another, but there's no strategy.
And it didn't take a lot of effort to get to 1,000, right? It was
Nope.
just randomly you woke up one day and you're like, oh my gosh, it's actually working. It's amazing. But so what most business owners are missing is that without good organic traffic or unpaid traffic, your ads are not going to convert how they need to. If you guys are running ads right now and you're not posting organically, you're wasting a lot of money. You are. It's going to run you into this vicious circle where you have to put more money in to get better results because every month, right, the year over year, the month over month, it always has to be higher. But because ads, the reason is that like ads will shine light on how inconsistent or consistent you are. All it's doing is saying, hey, no matter what you're doing over there, we're going to send people to you, and people are going to make their own assessment as to if they're going to shop with you, if you're credible, anything of that. So I'm going to show you all about the algorithm. And then I'm going to show you a little bit about my platform and the creative strategy. So outside of that, what I've done is I've hacked the algorithm for all of the social media accounts. So when LinkedIn, I've also got Pinterest on here as well. There's a lot of sites that we've got, but our artificial intelligence is taking the iRobot effect where we're fighting robots with robots. We're fighting an algorithm with another piece of artificial intelligence. So not only does it favor you and the algorithm, but it's also going to learn your brand. It's going to learn your audience, the best times to post. And if you aren't or are running ads, what this is going to do is give you heat maps. So that way you can just look and say, hey, for whatever reason, I'm in California. I'm not sure where everybody else is, but if I want to target California and I look at my heat map and I'm like, wait, people in Austin love my stuff. Okay, well, maybe I'm going to run an ad in Austin because that's what the algorithm is telling me that people are actually participating with. And it only makes sense. And then I've got some freebies. So I will make sure that everybody leaves with some value today. So let's jump into it. What is the goal of an entire algorithm? It is very simple. They're looking for retention and they're looking for time in the app. So underneath these two goals is a complicated tactical approach of ones and zeros of how they're going to get you to come back tomorrow and how are they going to get you to stay on as long as possible. And the way that they do that is very simple. Now, it's a little bit more complex than we think, but at its core, what they're going to do is they want to provide value to users, right? So they want to give you high quality content delivered to the correct people. That is their goal. If you're seeing stuff that's unrelated to you, you're not going to go on that platform anymore. And that's a big problem for them. Keeping users coming back every single day consistently. So making sure they're delivering you consistent content. If you are taking notes, write down consistent. You're going to hear that word a lot. But they also want to give you value as a creator, right? They want to distribute the value that you're giving to your audience to keep them coming back to your content. And then lastly, they want to improve the platform, right? They want a great product. That's not too much of that to ask at all. So the artificial intelligence in these codes is some of the smartest I've ever seen. Definitely something that is way beyond my scope of knowledge because they have a whole team doing it. But this algorithm will literally all algorithms will literally correct itself. It's machine learning. If it makes a mistake, it will write a code to create that mistake. So if it puts a piece of content in front of you and it's like, hey, they didn't react with this, or every single time they're watching it for less than 1 second, they're going to stop showing you that kind of stuff. Pretty much common sense, but that is the entire goal of that. Now, the way that they decide whether or not the content is valuable or not valuable is broken up into 3 different metrics, right? Quality, engagement, and conversion. So the quality measures the quality of posts in comparison to others competing for the same audience. And I definitely want you to write that down because you do have competition. Your competition is anybody else who is taking your audience. So engagement rate, the ranking measures the expected level of engagement. Facebook specifically, their algorithm is a little bit more predictive. Who's more active on Facebook or Instagram? Is that okay? And as a business and in real estate, it makes a lot of sense. And it definitely makes a lot of sense. But Facebook just recently laid off 15,000 of their employees, Facebook and Google. Something is going on there. I can't tell you what's going on. I'm not in the organization, but what I can tell you is that people and users are leaving, and so are employees. So something is going on there. They're definitely going to get it together. They are a cornerstone of marketing and entertainment and social media. They're not going anywhere. They're going to get it together. But in the meantime, TikTok is definitely the place to be. Conversion rate. So this measures the expected conversion rate of your post. This is going to pretty much tell you how well are you keeping people in the app. If you keep people inside of our app longer, we're going to show you to more people. Whatever Tanya's posting, people just flood to it. They stay on for 30 seconds. The video is 45 seconds. What is she doing? I don't care what she's doing. We're going to put her in front of more people, right? So quality, engagement rate, and conversion. Facebook and Instagram is ranked on interaction. So specifically of how often, not just interaction of people interacting with your posts, but are you engaging back? Or are you in celebrity mode where you're like, yeah, I'll take all my comments, I'll take all my likes, keep them coming. And then you don't necessarily know your audience. That is huge. But TikTok specifically is weighted on interaction and the amount of time it takes to get those interactions. So what TikTok does, and based off of some case studies that I've been running, what I believe is happening on the TikTok algorithm is that they are showing your content to a pool of people. I would say about 100. It's a very small pool. And they are showing how well you interact with them. If this group of 100 likes your stuff, we're going to kind of open up the gates a little bit and allow you to be seen by more people. So that is the basis of TikTok. Now, my clients every week, they receive weekly trainings covering all of this stuff. I'm kind of going a little bit surface level because I do have a lot to cover today. But what does this look like in practice? How do we make the quality and engagement and the conversion rates work in our favor? So here is the content formula. Now, what I want to express is that if you don't use, like if you're just posting to post, you're wasting content, you're wasting value. If you know one thing more than anybody else, you have value to give them. And I truly believe that, specifically in real estate. My wife and I are in the process of trying to purchase a home right now. And there are so many different things that you don't know, right? So even just becoming the market expert in your area to where it's like, hey, I know I'm purchasing, this is my real estate agent, but I follow this girl, Tanya, on TikTok, and she was telling me that she said that I should ask for an inspector first before I even little things like that. So as long as you are giving value. But Gary Vee says that sales is the price you pay for bad marketing. You're making your sales teams work harder. You have to work harder. If you are I would say your hometown celebrity in regards to real estate, it's going to be very easy because you've already established credibility with people that you've never met before. And if you're honest with yourself, you'll definitely agree. As high ticket sales, that tasted bad saying that like sales is behind marketing, but it's the driving force of your business, and it only makes sense. No marketing means no sales, means harder. You have to work harder to close. So who here has any employees or anything working under them, or is everybody by themselves from what I've seen for the most part?
I do.
Okay. And you have somebody running your social media as well, right, Tanya?
Well, she's going to, and I just haven't figured out. You and I have been talking, but I want her to get her on your platform. But again, I was just worried about the security of it.
Yeah.
Like giving her access to all my Facebook accounts and stuff like that.
Yeah. And I will show everybody all of that as well. Like security is top of mind. I've had so many accounts hacked. I've had so many accounts banned for no reason of my own. It's just wrong place, wrong time. But this is the not so secret formula. If you are familiar with content, this is how everything is broken down. So this formula will work for all platforms, but the completion rate and your videos and the watch time of your videos are heavily weighted on the creative, the ways that your creatives perform. Right. So this is going to give you the highest possibility to go viral. Right. So we've got the hook. Everybody understands that the hook is the most important. Everything else means nothing without the great hook. It's how do we get them to stop? And TikTok specifically is 1 second. 1 second. If they do not stay longer than 1 second, it's based off of a score system, and it's kind of like a deduction if they don't stay longer than 1 second. Then you've got the problem. What problem does this person have? Speak to that problem. And then the benefit. What do you do? What services do you provide? What products do you provide that can solve this problem? And then you've also got the proof. You've got testimonials. Typically, these are more used in like ad campaigns. It's not so much used for like your daily posting. And then your CTA, your call to action. This is the second most important step of the entire formula. I mean, you want to make this clear for your audience, whether it's like, hey, check the link in the bio, don't forget to follow, go check out my last post, maybe even you're leading them into your sales funnel, but a confused mind will never buy. So just be direct and tell them what you want. Now, write this part down. This one is a little bit longer. I know I've kind of been going through it quickly, but the 6 critical skills. If you could do anything daily, these are the things that you're supposed to do every single day. So just like everything else on social media platforms, consistency is rewarded, right? For example, TikTok's goal is to keep both users and creators on the platform by rewarding them for consistent usage, right? So if you're posting organically for your brand, posting daily is going to do one or two things. It's going to help you expand your reach, and then it's going to give the algorithm more weight. It's going to give you more pull as the creator. So it's like, hey, Tanya just posted. All right, cool. Let's go show her a group of people. And then your group of 100 non-followers is going to slowly grow, and you're only going to go more viral because you have more pull. TikTok or the social media platform loves you, right? So actually, if you go to the TikTok website, they recommend specifically to post 1 to 4 times a day. That's a lot of content. That's a lot of content. And I know everybody here right now is like, oh my, how am I going to make that happen? I'm posting 3 times a week right now, right? So consistency. Deliver value. The next is value. So we've covered that watch time is important, but creating valuable content is the key to winning in the algorithm game, right? In simplest form, you need to be providing your audience with something they find valuable, or even better put, let's put it like this. You have to give the algorithm some content with value to put in front of people who find it valuable. Right now, lucky for us, value these days means something like entertainment, right? It can be educative, it can be relatable, it can be trending, musical, even aesthetically pleasing. I can't tell you how many times I've seen like woodworking in the middle of the night on TikTok, and I just sit there and I'm like, why am I watching this right now? But it's entertaining and it gets people to watch. And then your trend. So the trend will always be your friend. I know you guys have heard this before, but of course, originality is still key, but you do not need to reinvent the wheel on anything. So this isn't necessarily copying. If you're familiar with Russell Brunson, we're going to call it hacking, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to take what is trending and we're going to put it in front of, we are going to copy that, insert our niche and what we solve, and then you have a piece of content. And actually all of my clients, every single week, they receive a trend report. And then every month they receive 100 of the top hooks. So you can reuse what I personally do is I will make a piece of content and I will put 3 or 4 different hooks in front of that, and then put 2 or 3 different call to actions. So that way, if the market that I'm targeting today is restaurants or I'm targeting real estate, my hook will be different. My call to action will be different, but the value given inside is still the same. Because at the end of the day, in my game, consistency, value, all of this is relative or relatable to every single industry. So, and actually, if you want, what you guys can do is go ahead and text the number on the bottom if you're on your phone, but text this number on the bottom and it will automatically send you the trend report for this week. So that way you kind of get to take a look at it. But what I'm trying to do here and the goal of social proof is to essentially take all of the thinking out of this. There is a lot to do. I've attempted to get my real estate license. I knocked out my courses. I never even took the test because I'm like, okay, I got so much going on right now. Like there is a lot to do. So if I can make it a little bit easier on you, and my team can make it a little bit easier on you to tell you, hey, Tanya, here's what we're going to do. Here are 3 of the top trending videos this week. Here are the scripts. Just insert your niche, insert the value, and you're ready to go. So if you text that number, you will receive the trend report. And if you don't receive it, let me know. I'll send it back to you. But outside of the platform, that part has to be like my favorite part about it, because it literally eases your entire week. And all I'm asking for anybody who does join Social Proof is for 3 hours a week, just starting out, right? And they can be separate. 1 hour is going to be for you creating your content. So that's going to be by yourself. The other hour is going to be a one-on-one with me or someone on my team. And then the next hour is going to be a live training like this. And you can either send yourself, Tanya, I know you said you were getting somebody who is going to be doing that. You don't even have to attend. You can send your team. I will train them on that platform. I will make sure that they are the most effective and efficient for your business. And we'll go over some campaigns and things like that. You're muted. I'm sorry.
So the 3 hours, but you'll have an ongoing training schedule set where that's where we get you live.
Yes, absolutely. Every Thursday. Then, yeah, so every Thursday I'll run a training. Now you're on the East Coast, so I'm probably going to do it closer, like the middle of the day, like probably 6 o'clock your time, if that works for everybody. But that's still up in the air right now.
Okay.
And then the engagement is super important. I've been talking a lot about, hey, post more. This one seems to be pretty obvious, but engaging with others on the platform will increase your visibility. And you don't always have to be making content. Sometimes it's just best to engage with other users and creators to develop legitimacy in the eyes of the platform. So not only does this approach give you the opportunity to meet customers on a personal level, but it also gives you, again, more weight and more pull. And it's going to give you the opportunity to interact with your followers, but more importantly, and write this part down too, is you want to interact with the followers of your followers. So if I'm following Tanya, I'm going to go to her comments. I'm going to look for somebody inside of there and just interact with everybody. Go like their comment, go post an emoji. Oh my gosh, I was thinking this too. Anything of that nature, because it's helping a lot of people. It's helping you, and it's helping, and it's actually helping Tanya's algorithm. So team, this is the most important part. You are all in a networking group. I'm assuming, being in the real estate game, that you are part of so many networking groups that you don't know what to do anymore. So this is going to take a village. As a marketer, and since you're a business owner, you are a marketer, you can't do it alone. Now, if your video scores are weighted towards interaction and you want to increase your interaction, having a group of accounts ready to boost your video at any given time is going to make sure that the algorithm sees that group of 100 is going. You can kind of trick the system in the sense of, if TikTok is putting you in the pool of 100, but you've got a group of followers over here and networkers who are like, oh my gosh, she just posted, I'm going to go like her stuff. That group of 100 doesn't matter, because it means that you've got loyal followers, you've got content, whatever people are doing, they like. So the fact that, and I hope all of you are, I don't know if you all know each other, but if you are, follow each other, make sure subscribe to everybody's notifications. It takes 2 seconds to just give somebody a like. It helps you, and it's not only beneficial for them, it's very beneficial for you. If anything, it's more beneficial for you because it shows the algorithm that, hey, this person is on our platform all the time. They're giving out great content. People are looking at them. Their watch times are so long, whatever, we don't know what they're posting, but they're giving value. Does that make sense for everybody? Cool. So that is the entire goal of me here at Social Proof. So what I want to do is I want to create a community of brands who are supporting your business on an algorithmic standpoint. I can't tell you everybody's going to buy a home from you, but I will make sure that they give you some likes and comments and follow and things like that. Lastly, hashtags. Who is still using hashtags? Would you see that they're working? And where are you using them? Tanya, I saw you raise your hand. I know that you said you used.
I mean, I actually just use hashtags on YouTube, and I just looked at a video and I had 10,000 followers, but you know, it helps when you have a good story. It was a heart surgery story.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I guess the hashtag's working.
Yeah. Well, the weird thing about TikTok is that it's still a young platform, right? But it's very, very heavily weighted on hashtags. Even though they've become a little less relevant on competitor platforms like Facebook and Instagram, what we've learned through our own case studies is that like hashtags are more useful and more flexible on TikTok. So you can use them to participate in a trend. You can target a specific niche to check out your post. You can even find new partners. So you can just go in there and type in real estate education, real estate tips and tricks, whatever it may be, and find someone else like you who is giving value to other people, and make sure that you're partnering with them. Again, everything is about interaction. Everything is about just honestly being a good networker.
I have a question about TikTok. So on TikTok, I think it has 15 seconds, 30 seconds, a minute, I think a minute. Like, yeah. If you go longer than 15 or 30, does that screw you up, or what is the like ideal?
That's a great question. It all depends on the content that you're giving. So, and what I mean by that is there's watch time and then there's completion rate. So if you have a 2-second video, you're going to have low watch time, but you're going to have almost 100% completion rate. But if you have a TikTok can go up to like 3.5 minutes. So 3 minutes, if you have a 3-minute video and people are getting 2 minutes in, that is a huge pull, because what the algorithm understands is that we know that people have a short attention span, right? We are literally scientifically less than goldfish at this point. So the attention span is so low that if somebody's willing to sit on there for 1 minute and 30 seconds and consume value between 1 minute to 2 minutes, then that's something worth showing to people, because whatever they're doing, they're getting people to stop, right? You want to be a market disruptor. And how do you stop the scroll? If all of you saw my wife on TikTok, she and I actually met on Instagram, and she just sits there and scrolls until she sees a dog. She's like, all right, that is it. That's what makes her stop. Right. So I'm like, how did you even find me? Oh my goodness. Like I must have, whatever. And nonetheless, you want to make them stop. And that is the whole goal. TikTok recently, and I'm not sure if you heard this, but TikTok recently just passed Google for the #1 website on the internet. Google is the internet. To me, Google's the internet, right? Now, I want you to resonate with that for a moment, because this isn't just a social media platform anymore. And that's why I'm really like trying to nail this one down, because a lot of you are not using it. So it's now a search engine. You can receive news, you can receive tutorials, knowledge, entertainment, all in the same platform. Matter of fact, people can go live on there. And I didn't even talk about going live. The goal that you want, and if you're not there yet on TikTok, is 1,000 followers. Every time that you get 1,000 followers, your account now has the ability to go live. And the benefit to going live is that algorithm of putting you in front of a group of 100 people first doesn't exist. It is, here you go, because if people are going to sit there and watch you, they're going to stay on there for more than 1.5 minutes. So the algorithm favors live over normal posts, but they'll take your normal posts too. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Awesome.
Oh,
Awesome.
I have a question about TikTok as well. So people open up a TikTok and they usually say if you open up a channel, you want to batch it, right? You want to have like 5 or 10 pieces of content. Does it matter, or can you just open one up and post either 1 to 3 times a day?
Yeah, so it depends. It depends on, again, like what the content is and how long the content is. If
Okay.
you're so in your niche, I would highly recommend just giving a lot of value. A great hook is going to get people to stop, right? If you stop, a lot of the hooks are dollar related or time related, but essentially
Can you give
what
us
I
some
see.
examples of hooks? Because I know people know what hooks are, but can
Yeah.
you just give us some examples of some good hooks?
So essentially a great example of a hook would be in the coaching space. It would be, and that's how I help my clients make $1 million a year. That is the hook. So what they do is they take the whole video, they chop off the end that gives like and that's how I made $1 million. They put that in the beginning, and then they will jump to the beginning of the video, because everything is fast paced. Everything is like, if I'm just sitting here talking to you, you're going to get bored. But if it's cutting and changing scenes and changing angles, then that's more than enough. And it has to be really, really fast paced. So that's how I made $1 million this year.
Okay, so
Hi,
how
my
about
name
if it was a realtor hook, like they sell, help people buy and
So
sell
this is
homes?
absolutely, this is how I sold 5 homes in a month. Or
Mm.
like this, let me show you the best ways that I can show that whatever it may be. I can give you a whole list and we can break that down. But in that sense, you want to just leave them with the dessert right in the beginning, right? You want dessert before dinner? That is what you want. Here's how I sold 5 homes this month. Hi, my name is Tanya. I'm a real estate agent from here, and here, and this is what I do. So what I did this month was, and then you just start naming bullet points. You don't even need to get into detail. And at the end, it says, if you're looking for more information, go ahead and click the link in my bio. And that's how you direct them. That is your call to action. So you state the problem. So some of you might have just got your license. Here's how I sold my first home. This month I sold 5 homes. And then you go in with your call to action. And the call to action is very, very important, because if it's not clear of what you want them to do, they're not going to do anything. They're going to scroll. They're going to continue to go. So like, hey, Tanya, thanks for the value. And then they're going to like it. And then they're going to head off. But this is pillar content. Now, I know I've been kind of beating content over the head of like, you need to make more, you need to make more. Sometimes you can take, and is everybody on YouTube here? Tanya, I know that you run trainings and meetings and things that you can post long form content. Is anybody else running that in here? Or is that podcasts, things of that nature? No worries, no worries. So what I've done, you've got your daily practices, right? I want to show you some of the different methods that I use to actually make bulk content. And it's called pillar content. You can find this. This is right up the Gary Vee alley. If you're familiar with Gary Vee, this is exactly how, if you're on Instagram and you follow Gary Vee, you'll see him all day if you interact with some of his posts. But pillar content is content that you can anchor micro pieces of content to. So it allows you to create more with less, essentially. I'm a huge Joe Rogan fan. I love Joe Rogan's podcast. I'll watch all 3 hours in one sitting. And then he's got his, and that's on Spotify, on YouTube and TikTok and all these other places. He has JRE clips, and he takes 2-3 minutes, sometimes 30-second clips, and just breaks them up into 5 to 7 pieces of content. And they will post that all through the week until the next episode. So what you want to do is you want to start with a long form piece of content, whether that's a podcast, an article, newsletter, YouTube video, training, whatever it may be, something longer than like 10 to 15 minutes. Typically, though, the long form content I see for my clients are about 30 minutes to an hour. And then you're going to take that piece of content, you're going to chop it up into different forms. So I'd say under a minute. Under a minute is the goal. If you can get it less, then better. Just cut everything else. We only want the meat, right? Then you're going to deliver that piece of content onto all of the platforms in a way that feels native to the platform. And what I mean by that is Instagram is a rectangle, or it's kind of like 4x5 is the TikTok standards. But if you go on there and you post in horizontal and like a landscape, it doesn't look native to the platform. It throws it off. Right. And the algorithm can really see, hey, what size is the picture? What orientation is it in? Because if it's in landscape, we want our pictures vertical. It just looks better in the app. It's aesthetically pleasing to people using it. So social proof, actually, what I did was we designed that specifically in mind. So essentially, our software will show your posts that are being posted from directly inside of our app, it'll look like you are posting inside of Facebook. So when you post on TikTok, when you post on Facebook, if you post on Instagram, it won't say, one of my competitors, at least in the scheduling automation side of things, is Hootsuite. On Hootsuite, if you post on Twitter and Facebook, it'll say posted by or powered by Hootsuite. Mine will say powered by desktop. So Facebook sees like, oh my gosh, this person's in our app all day. They're interacting. They've got 5 pieces of content going out today. We would be dumb not to put you in front of people because you are consistent. You obviously like our platform. Now,
Can I get some quick clarification on that?
Yes.
So you're saying that, you have to have it square and those kinds of things and the formats differently. So you're saying when we go into your platform and we have one video, let's just say I have a YouTube video that I want to chop up. If I put, I want this for TikTok or I want this for Instagram, it will change it to the format that they want.
Good question. No, it will not do that. What this does is this is where the manual labor part comes into it, right? And that's where my team and I would love to take on something like that. What we would do is we would take your YouTube video or your long form content and we would orientate that. And we've got programs that will do all of that automatically, and it's just not able to go into the app, but it will essentially make it on TikTok and it'll turn it to a 9:16 on same thing with like Instagram stories as well as YouTube shorts. If you haven't seen YouTube shorts, like if that doesn't tell you how much of a competitor that TikTok is, YouTube is following them and they're making their own smaller or like bite-sized comment or digestible sized comment or content inside of there. But no, the platform will not change the orientation of your photo because there are so many different things. Like what if it focuses on somewhere where it's not supposed to, right? It's a little bit harder. Maybe
But
you're not.
Yesterday we were on a Canva, and I don't want to go in too much detail, but we were on Canva and it said make a YouTube short or make this. And she was taking her YouTube and putting it into like a YouTube short or whatever. Is that feasible or is that not going to work?
Yeah, absolutely. It's very quick to do on Canva. Actually, Canva, okay. You can just, if you are a pro member on Canva, you can resize the image without having to like redo all of it. So you can just change it. Hey, this is a TikTok, Facebook, whatever, and it will post from there. But the genius part about all of those micro pieces of content is that it's going to drive traffic back to those longer forms of content. Right? It's not as easily digestible, but it doesn't mean that there's not value. It's still very important, right? But this is going to help you play the long game. So TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, that's that faster pace. Let's get you some traction. But at the end of the day, everybody still goes to YouTube. YouTube is just one of those platforms that are going to be here, just like Facebook is going to be here. As of right now, though, TikTok is in the lead. And I would say that you've got about 18 months until you kind of miss the boat. Like what TikTok reminds me of is Facebook back in like 2014 when ads were cheap. And it was really, really, you can put $500 into an ad and get 7-8 times of that consistently. So what this is going to do too is like, there's so many different ways that you can analyze it. And like on our one-on-ones, what I would end up doing is showing you like breaking up, let's see what you've posted this week. Let's see what kind of traction that it got. And then we can move towards that. So you're going to learn what kind of content is resonating with your audience. And this is all, I wouldn't call it like trial and error, but there is some error side to it in regards to like, hey, I posted a 30-second video, the 15-second videos for whatever reason just happen to work with my audience. And especially like, I'm very excited to work with real estate agents because you'll have content all the time. If you've got a home that you're selling, you can literally you can do walkthroughs and have an open house essentially and show them the house. And now you've got an audience. TikTok's actually creating something called Nearby. So if you're familiar with TikTok, it has a For You page. It's got your followers page, and then it's going to create another one that has Nearby. Nearby is you can be a restaurant. I can be sitting inside of a Starbucks and I open up my TikTok app. I'll see Starbucks and I can post from inside of Starbucks. Oh my gosh, I just had the best coffee, or I just had the worst experience ever, whatever it may be. And it will show up to anybody that goes inside of there. So anybody within the vicinity, and I'm not sure what the radius is yet, they haven't announced that, but now anybody that passes one of your homes is like, oh my gosh, this house is for sale. Look, it just popped up on my TikTok, right? Or you were in this area, let me show you more information about that.
And you guys don't have to have an open house or a client to create content. What you could do is schedule a day every day or every week to go see 1 to 3 properties and preview properties, perceptions reality, and do a video. I'm looking at this for some clients, may not be for them. Do you know anybody? Just go see property.
I love that. That is a great idea. I'm actually going to steal that from you. But
Bada bing, bada boom.
there you go. But does anybody have any questions? Because I'm jumping into the platform now. In regards to TikTok or any social media platform, does anybody have any questions of how can this be used?
I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
Can you hear me well?
Yes.
Okay, I see people using code words on TikTok for link in bio, which kind of suggests to me that maybe they feel they get suppressed if they're trying to direct people to their bio or off the platform. Have you heard of that? Do you know things?
You're breaking up a little bit. I'm having a little bit of a hard time hearing you. Can you repeat that for me?
I said people often use code words for like link in bio, and I was wondering if you feel that the algorithm will suppress people if they try to direct them to your bio.
Yes, absolutely. There are keywords inside of there, and there are certain tricks. The link in bio, a lot of people will just mouth the words link in bio, but it can also say go to my profile. Profile is not one of those words, and I'm glad that you brought that up because it really does show how intricate this TikTok platform is. There are certain words you can't say. You can't say murder. You can't say obviously like safety things. You cannot say those things, but specifically they don't want you selling because and that's why the testimonial side of things I use only for ad campaigns, because on your daily posts, you don't want people to feel like they're being sold to. Like if you're going to give value, give real value. Don't give fake value where it's like, all right, well, I'm going to give you this value in the hopes that, maybe you go check out the link in my bio. This is, hey, here's your value. If this is something that you're interested in, go ahead and check and then they'll say their code word or whatever it may be. But that is something that's new. That is, I would say that was in closer to the beginning of Halloween, October-ish is when the last update was. But that is something completely new, and it definitely is changing the game because it will drop your views, and it will. I don't want to call it shadow ban because I truly don't believe that shadow banning exists. If you've heard of that, where it's just where social media platforms won't show your information. But yes, that is a keyword that should be avoided in some situations. You don't want to say it in your ads. And you definitely don't want to say that in your ads. You want to give testimonials inside of your ads. Does that make sense? Does that answer your question?
Yeah, that helps. Thank you.
Okay, cool. All right, I'm going to share my screen. Let me just jump over here real quick. All right, can you see my platform in here now? Okay. So this is the social proof platform. Now, this is just a demo account that we're working on here. So don't worry about anything on that. But what this is the platform that I would love to use. And if this isn't for you, I want you to understand that you still need to do it. Someone needs to be posting. And if you're not willing to do it, then there should be a platform that's replacing that for you. Just because you don't like sales doesn't mean that you don't do sales. You hire a salesperson, right? So the dashboard here, and I'm going to run through this pretty quickly, but the dashboard here is going to show you linked accounts and team members. So the linked accounts, I'm all about simplicity. And I just want to make it as easy as possible. The pricing is simple, all of that. You can have unlimited accounts. So if you have 95 Instagrams, you can certainly go ahead and put that on there and all of them will connect. And then all of your team members. So if you have an employee that is working for you, if you have a VA, like a virtual assistant who's doing something for you online and on your social media, a lot of people do, then you can give them logins here. Now, Tanya had brought up security and safety earlier, and that is the most key. Every single employee, you don't want to be giving out your Instagram to all of these people, right? You don't want to give out your password and anything like that, because if you do end up firing them, they're stuck with your Instagram. You have to change your password. It's a mess. You got to reintegrate everything. It's a disaster. What they will get on this platform is their own credentials. So that way, if you do happen to part ways, all you do is just, you can have control of it, or you can tell me, and we just take them off the platform, and they have no access to your page anymore. I've also have some packages where we'll hire a VA for you. I'll train them on how to work my system. They will be present in our one-on-ones, and we can handle all of that. And it's all less than what it would cost for even a minimum wage employee. So that's the amazing part. Anybody here paying for Google storage or Apple iCloud or Dropbox, anything of that nature? So I spend so much money inside of Google Drive just uploading documents. And I have years and years and years of pictures in there that I truly probably don't even really care about, but it does cost me money. Our content library is an easy way to organize all of your content. So again, Tanya, like we can break things up into like Facebook size profile or Facebook size post, Instagram size post, and all based off the orientation, the categories. So if I wanted to look for things just related to Motivation Monday, oops, that's the wrong one. Where's my daily motivation? There it is. So daily motivation, I can go in here and these are all categorized because I know that I want these posting on my Motivational Mondays. I've also got Tips and Trick Tuesdays that we can look at, Instagram videos. This categorizes everything based off of how you want it to be posted. Now that is, and it's also unlimited. I don't know if I said that part before, but nonetheless, that is your content library, and you can post as much in here as possible. Now, going down to the approval side of things, if you do have an employee or one of my VAs is taking over your page, we will not post on your account unless you tell us to. So every week you will receive something like this, and it's going to tell you content to approve. And you can come in here and say, hey, I'm not sure about this one. And then you can comment. What that's going to do is that's going to notify your team. Everybody who is a part of that will receive the notice. And that way it's like, hey, I don't approve this one and needs approval. You can go in and comment on each one, or we can go ahead and approve the content altogether. But what I want you to understand is like security is top of mind, as well as like I want everybody to be happy and understand that like at the end of the day, you are still in control, even though this is completely automated. All right. The recommendation side of things, I love this because anybody run Facebook groups, or are they in Facebook groups or have their own? Tanya, I know you've got one. Anybody else in like the coaching space where they provide value like this? So what we can do is we can go in here and type in real estate. Now the recommendations are going to pull up articles that are related to real estate. And we can go in here and just add this to our content library. And of course, you can go in here and read them if you want to, but for the sake of time, I'm going to just add a couple in here for us. And these are, let's see. My mouse is being weird. All right. So we've got that. And then we've also got auto imports. Podcasters, anybody have a podcast that they listen to, maybe host one yourself?
We are about to start one and I'm terrified.
Oh, I got you. I went to school for audio engineering. I can edit them all for you. But nonetheless, let's say you drop this week's podcast. An RSS feed is essentially a way to have things automatically import into your page without you having to do anything. So inside of your group, hey, here's the recent podcast. Every hour it will update. But hey, Tanya dropped a podcast and we're going to post it inside of the Facebook group now. And you can go to your news source. And if you can either go from an RSS feed, which is essentially from a website, or you can directly have it come from your Google Drive if that's where you're keeping everything. And then you give the link and it will post to the page that you want inside of the platform. Outside of that, we've got the published portion, which is post now. You still have complete control. This is as if you're already in the platform. I'm on Facebook, had coffee today. It was gross. There we go. And then we can come in here and say, hey, I want this on Facebook. Obviously, there's no picture, so it wouldn't be relevant for Instagram. It could be on Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Pinterest, Google, TikTok. Now, you also have the ability to work with hashtags and categorize your hashtags. So we can do tips and tricks. Hashtag Tuesdays for like leg days. Leg days are my, or Tuesdays are my leg days. So if I'm working out, I want to post like a portion like that. And then you can target a particular audience. Now, this is specific to LinkedIn. This is more so based on like demographic. I'm in the process right now of turning this into location. So if you just want to target off of location, like, hey, I'm only interested in people in my hometown, where that it's within my vicinity, because if I'm trying to network, I'm trying to network with people close to me that I can go have some coffee with. And then the schedules. So the schedule portion of this, I would love to nail down, because there are so many other scheduling platforms out there. You can do it with Hootsuite. Instagram just released a scheduled post. You can post up to 75 days in advance from Instagram, but how do you know what's going to be happening 75 days from now? How do you know your audience is going to be interested in something like that, right? So what this is designed to do is this is designed to actually use the artificial intelligence. This is where the machine learning portion of that comes in. So what we've got, we can go ahead and create a schedule here, and we'll create a weekly schedule. So Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I want to motivate people, and we'll go ahead and fill this auto queue. So the category portion of the content library we were speaking of earlier, I can go in here and just say, hey, business tips, I want to post every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I want those to go to my Facebook. We'll put it on Instagram too. And it's going to autofill. So anytime that anything gets added into this category, it just gets put in the queue and it will post automatically for you. Now, this does take a little bit of setting up, but we can do all of that on our one-on-one. Like if this is something that you feel has some value to you, I will literally make sure all of this is taken care of for you. I will set up these normal posts, and then we just have to worry about the posts in between, right? The calendar. So we've got the articles that we pulled earlier. What I want to do is I'm just going to start, and I emptied this just so you guys can see the difference here. So if you take a look, I'm going to post something this Saturday. It's going to be about real estate, and it says 1 p.m. But do you see how it changed to 9:30? That's where the artificial intelligence portion comes in, because it says that, hey, BJ, what we're looking at here is that the best time to post for you is 9:30. You can change that. You always have the power to override what time it gets posted at. But why have to think harder than it doesn't make sense. If the computer definitely knows more than we do, let's just go with the system. The activity feed tells you anything that's going on, any recent posts that you've had within like the last 7 days. You can categorize it, but it'll tell you anything that's been posted and how it's being interacted with. You've got your direct messages. And I want you to think of this from like an employee standpoint or a VA standpoint of how easy this is going to make the people that you put into place, right? It's going to make their jobs so much easier. You've got direct messages, and then mentions. Mentions are anybody that has put like an @ in your comments or anything like that. Anything that mentions you, you want to see that people are talking about you. Testimonials for like restaurants is huge with one of my clients. So like if you've got a restaurant and they're like, oh my gosh, the burrito was delicious, I love this, at La Costa Burrito, and then all of a sudden they're able to interact with that. Social listening is, are we all on Twitter? Social listening is more for Twitters. This is for like my gamer side of things for people that are looking for that. But you have the ability to actually look at things on like an actual Twitter feed here based off of the place where you're at or the industry that you're looking for. And then your social inbox. So this is just making sure, hey, here's all of the inboxes across all of your social media platforms, and this is how they're performing. Now, analytics. Are we all number people in here, or no number people? I'm definitely not a numbers person. I know that for sure, but
I don't like numbers, but I definitely like to see graphs.
Okay, cool. Graphs it is. Graphs it is. We've got those too. So inside of the graphs, what we've got is how your organic posts are running. If you have, if you're running Facebook ads or TikTok ads, any type of paid advertisement, this shouldn't be new to you. You have all of this information already. But what you don't have is the ability to see how well you're performing organically across all of your platforms. So, and I really want to express that, and I said it earlier, but having paid ads and bad organic is only going to shine light on the bad side of your organic. Like, hey, I just paid $500 towards an ad to show people that my posts are crap. That's pretty much it, right? Like, that's not what you want. You want to tell people that, you want to show people that, hey, I'm consistent, and the ads are going to show people that you are also consistent, and my platform is going to help you be consistent. So Great circle. And then the insights. Insights are amazing. Here are your graphs, Tanya. So what we're going to see is that based off of this week, the short text posts containing a link perform better than other types of posts. Posting between 9 a.m. and 12 p.m. is the optimal post time for this account and post type. Please also use that for going live. If you are going live on Instagram, you know that that's when people are there, jump on, right? And then this post type is 100% more engaging. You've posted this time 28 times this week, and it will tell you exactly what kind of post types. Now, this is a demo account, so it's not going to be as in-depth, but it will also tell you like, hey, pictures work better on this platform between this time. And this is just for Facebook. We can go to Instagram and see different types of posts, 36 times also between 9 and 12. And then we've got the community. The community aspect is amazing. So if you are running paid ads, this is the best spot for you right now. I don't have a paid ads. I don't have a Facebook ads manager or anything signed up to this, but what this is going to show you is where, again, like I'm in California, but if I find out that my audience is actually watching me in Texas, then I'm going to make sure that I target Texas, and it's going to give me the heat maps. It's going to give me the gender. It's going to give me the age group, because if I'm targeting people between 18 and 25, but the people actually watching my content organically is 35 to 45, then there's a lot of wasted dollars there, right? So again, total optimization. I want to optimize my time. I want to optimize my money, and I want to optimize my business.
BJ,
Yes.
I walked away really quick, but you also mentioned how Canva, if you're using Canva, how this integrates with Canva. Have you gone over that?
No, I have not.
Okay.
So this is just a quick portion, but let's do that real quick. I'll show you Canva.
Because I think a lot of people would really appreciate this part.
Yeah. Is everybody using Canva in here? Is everybody doing their own designing and all? Okay.
Pretty
Gotcha.
much.
Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to create content. From there, we're going to add images. Now, we've partnered with Canva as well as Pexels, if you're familiar with them. It's royalty-free stock images. I wouldn't recommend to use them in like your Facebook post or like an ad campaign, but to some filler content to give value, absolutely. So you can upload your own. The cool thing about this is if you upload 10 pictures at a time, everything will automatically move to what it's supposed to be posted as. So if I go to post on YouTube and the video is under a minute, it's going to automatically post as a YouTube short. The reason being is because what we want to do is move towards what the platform wants us to do. Like Instagram Reels is a huge thing right now. Your organic posts are getting less views because it's showing everybody's Instagram Reels now. So Canva, you've got the ability to create, let's just make an Instagram post right here. And let's be motivational today. Never stop. And this will be as if you were actually in Canva. You don't need to sign into anything. If you do have a pro account, like you will have all of the same features of whatever you would actually still have on Canva. And if you're signed into your account on your computer, it'll automatically log into it. So let's save this. We've created this beautiful image. We're going to save that. And I will tell you what we're going to do with that here in just a moment. You can watermark your images as well. So like if you're giving value, motivate quotes, whatever it may be, you can drop in your logo. Just so a lot of what Instagram is, or it was people screenshotting and reposting on their page or adding to their story. So at least your logo is out there somewhere and it's being recognized. Captions. So we're going to put, if we just put this caption in here, it's going to show you across all of the platforms this same caption. You got the ability to use emojis in there. You can also add people, but we can go in here and say, this is Facebook. This is IG, Twitter, you get the point. And then we can go in here and add our hashtags. We can create a new hashtag category called real estate. And I can go in here and add as many as I need to. Whoops, let's probably use the hashtag. I have a new mouse. Sorry, here we go. So real estate. And you can put up to 10. Each platform uses them a little bit differently, but remember how we were saying that Facebook and Instagram aren't necessarily using as dependent on hashtags as much anymore. But if we wanted to go ahead and put that, we can put that inside of there. And then categories. So we want to categorize this, and we'll put this just under recycled content for now, but that says real estate. And then the publishing. So the publishing portion, and this is specific to LinkedIn and Twitter. This doesn't apply for Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. But the targeting portion of it, again, is what we were talking about earlier, where I want to contact what country, and this is only going to get more specific. And then the content expiration. So let's say that Tanya wanted to promote this meeting, this training today, and she's been posting it for 2 weeks, but she doesn't want it to post tomorrow. So I want it to post once a day or after today. I don't want this post to happen anymore. That's important because if you're a business, you're running a promo or something like that, then that you don't want your promo going past the day that it's not supposed to. Black Friday sales, things like that. Or the number of times it's posted. I don't want to be annoying. I want to be informative, but I don't want to be annoying. I only want this to post 10 times sporadically throughout whatever network. And then we're going to save that content. And that will end up inside of your content library. To find that again, we're going to go here and we're just going to drag and drop that, and it's going to post. Oops.
I love this drag and drop feature.
It is honestly like my favorite portion of, this is still saving, but nonetheless, when this is done saving and uploading, you'll be able to drag it wherever you want. Or you can have it automatically post. So we've done historical data. We've also done, are there any questions on the Canva portion of that? Pretty self-explanatory.
I have a quick question on the user portion.
Yeah.
So if we're looking at teams, or we're looking at, someone that has a personal account and then they have a business account, or they have several businesses, like, can you toggle back and forth between which accounts, and then, or do you have to have like 2 logins and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah. So if you own multiple businesses, what I've done is, so I have account managers that manage up to 5 accounts at a time. And what this is going to do, like for this brand, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this will break down, let's say that I've got a couple people who are in real estate with like a side business or like whatever it may be, or personal pages too are also really, really important. If you are your own brand, you can switch those in between, and it keeps everything separate. That way you don't have to worry about posting your personal stuff on your business page, your business stuff on your personal page. Everything is siloed, and I want to keep that as clean as possible. That's my overall goal. And then community, we've gone over that as well. Hashtags, it's going to show you some examples of what hashtags were trending. Now, this is all just sample data, but when you do post, it's going to show, hey, these hashtags were trending. My team is going to provide you with any type of trending hashtag anyway. So that's something that you can use and copy and paste into your profile, and it will tell you which one and how many times it's been looked at, how many times it was used, if it's even effective. Are you wasting your time by using some of these hashtags? And then your category, it's going to give you the top categories of what you are actually posting, whether it's all of your content, landing pages, Wednesday wisdom, mockups, whatever it may be. So anything that it's going to show you what is working. And that is, if you are a numbers person, if you're not interested in this at all, like if this doesn't make any sense to you, me and my team are trained on how to decipher all of this, and it will make sense to you. I will tell you, like, hey, people are dropping off of your page. This is where we need to make the correction, and this is why we need to make the correction. And then from there, we just train in between each one of our one-on-ones. And then your ad analytics. This is no different from what you would see on Facebook or Instagram, but this will give you all of that in one spot, because if the person posting on your social media is the one doing all of that or actually monitoring your ad accounts, what we can do is we can pull an entire report. Actually, let me generate a report for us. That would be awesome. All right, October performance. So every single week, you're going to receive something like this, and it is up to date until you pull the account. It's going to show you all of your accounts across all your pages. It's going to give you the insights again. So this is more so if you are, let's say that the person handling this, you're the business owner. You're not inside of this at all. You're not handling this. Your VA, your employee is handling this for you. This report will generate, and you will receive this report directly into your email. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and something I want to add is for all of you guys on here, this is something brand new. Like BJ is launching this, and this is like the ground level of an amazing platform. I've showed this to huge teams, and they're like, "Oh my God, I'm going to get on." So, there's only enough bandwidth, and BJ's only taking a few realtors because he has another. I don't know if I want to say demographic or another passion project that he's working on. And so if this is something you guys are interested in, I'll let him explain a little bit more.
Yeah, so thank you for that. So I've got a couple of different packages and promos. I've got the platform only. If you're a tech geek, like I'm a tech geek, then let's hang out. I'll show you how to do all of it and you can do it by yourself. I've also got a done with you portion of it to where you're like, hey, I still want a little bit of control, but I could use the guidance. I want the content ideas. I want you to send me the trend reports. I want all of that. And then I've got a done for you, and I call it my done for you package. I'm kind of just, I might just call it like the here you go package. Like, here's the keys, dude, just take it. So, and the only thing that you would be responsible for there is just uploading content, and I will give you all of the content ideas. If necessary, I will have my team shoot or do overdubs, whatever is necessary. But I've got a couple different things that I can show you that those provide. Outside of social media, branding is huge. And Tanya, are you cool if I pull up that animation I showed for, or pull made for you?
Yeah, absolutely.
So what I want to do is I'm here to help you establish your brand on the internet, right? You're working very, very hard, and for you not to get the recognition that of the time that you're putting into, the reward for that can be demoralizing at times, where you're like, man, I'm working so hard, but like nothing's happening. How do I make this work? So branding, things of that nature, it takes back when real estate agents used to put their faces on benches and carts, and that was effective. It would take about 5 to 8 impressions for somebody to be like, oh, that's Tanya. She's a local real estate agent. Now we're on TikTok. It takes 12 to 16 impressions just to be like, what's her name again? I forgot, right? So, oh, she does real estate. So we want to get in front of their face, have them be recognizing your brand. So at the end of all of your TikToks, at the end of your videos, we're going to put something like this in there. Right. So things like that. I love that. I enjoy doing that. That is one portion of my business that I will not hand over because it's kind of my guilty passion. It's where I just get to kind of clear my mind a little bit and just be creative. But yeah, that branding videos, we're going to give you all of the content ideas. I also want to pull, do we have time, Tanya? We're not over, right?
Yeah, so I don't have anything. So for all of you guys that'll hop off, doing this full social media audit is really fun. I would absolutely love for you to do that. If you guys need to hop off. I will have the recording in 24 hours, but if you want to hang on, this is so value packed. I just can't wait to share all this with so many people. So
yeah, absolutely. What I'll do is, and if anybody does have to jump off, let's do this. Let's jump on a call. I can walk through. I'll give you like a strategy that we can work with. But let me pull this up first. I'm gonna put my phone number in the chat. All right. But does anybody have questions? Anything they think they're doing that they might not be right? All right. Oh, it's not pulling up. That's so weird. Keep saying private message. That's okay. Let's do this. Or if you just want to save this number into your phones directly. All right.
Do you also want me to put the link that I have or no?
Yeah, you know what? What we can do is we can do that.
Because a lot of people on here, I don't know. I've invited them from other groups. So I don't have, and I'm going to actually put my phone number here to you guys. So if you just text me and say, I need the link, you guys can also find me on Facebook.
Yeah, but everybody go ahead and lock my number in, and we can set some time aside. I'll make sure Tanya and I have an agreement that she's got her and her team have priority attention. Tanya's been great, giving me a platform to be able to, like, this has been since the beginning of quarantine is when this business started to kind of flourish. And that's when it all started getting developed. And here we are 2 years later. Did you guys even have a quarantine in Florida? There was like you guys like stayed in for a day. Yeah.
We were in quarantine, but not like everybody else. And everyone
Yeah,
was
ain't
blaming
that the truth?
everyone was blaming us. But you know, I was just actually texting your mom actually. And you guys, I'm going to talk to BJ about this, but I might actually want to have you coming on weekly, like a weekly half-hour slot. To just come on as like just the marketing corner or something. So we can talk more about that, but who here wants to have him on more? He hasn't committed to it, but
No, you got me. I told you, priority. I'm a man of my word. So
I got hands raised. All right.
Awesome. Yeah. So everybody go ahead. You can see follow me on TikTok. I want everybody to at least have a TikTok, have an Instagram, bj.larson, and we can get connected from there. That's pretty much all I have for everybody today. But if you do text that number, I will make sure to have somebody from my team send you over the trend report, and it will show you everything that you need. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Are you going to go and do the audit to those pages or no?
Does anybody have a page they want audited? Who was active on? Is it?
Are you talking about TikTok or what are you talking about?
It's me. I'm scared. Well, I'll just say, just for a full disclosure, I'm not a realtor. I am in the food industry. That's why I'm glad I heard you highlighting some of that. So I'm afraid of what you're going to say when you look at my page, because I'm a chicken. But yeah, if you want to do it, you can, but I'm terrified.
Yeah. What is your TikTok?
Okay. All right. It's under Oysters with an S. So Oysters, oh la la.
How do you spell oh la la? O-L.
So it's OYSTERSOHLALA. La la for Louisiana.
Oh, there you go. All right. So what I'm starting with is just a Google search. I'm on the wrong screen here. You guys can see the screen now.
To find info about something, just ask. You can say something
I
like,
told you.
how long is the Amazon
Okay,
River?
Google.
Or tell me about.
Stop. I told you my whole life is automated. This thing talks to me. It tells me everything I need to do, but it's very helpful. All right. Oysters, oh la la.
Get help with your Google Nest device. Go to Shots.
All right, gotcha. Okay, so one thing that I'm looking at here is, and you're hard to find on Google already, right? In regards to your TikTok. So there's definitely some SEO optimization that we can use. And SEO, though, it takes a little bit of time. It takes about 6 months, to be completely honest, to effectively get it to work. That's a little bit of time.
You can also go at mine when you're done. I'm all over the place, but with no
that's how I feel. Like,
I have like a lot, but I have no strategy and no call to action.
Likewise.
What is your TikTok name? Is it still, it's the same here?
Yeah, all of it is the same.
Okay.
So that's my Insta. A little bit different with my strategies and things, because I'm just dealing with seafood lovers in general, but I do look at the reports in terms of, I know that there's a certain audience I need to appeal to. So I haven't really gotten a strategy down with all of that. I
mean, there's a lot of video content. That's great.
Yeah, and then I have a lot of testimonies, but I don't have a call to action afterwards. I just have people saying how great the oysters are,
Yeah. And honestly, what I would recommend and what I think would be an amazing, are you running ads at all?
I am, but not consistently.
Okay. Gotcha. If in regards to that, if you're not able to, or just don't run ads consistently, don't run them at all. It's a waste of money. It's kind of like that, that friend that calls you only when they need something. That's how the algorithm looks at it. The algorithm's just like, oh, there she is again. Okay.
Oh no.
Okay. But that is I mean, you've got good followers. Your engagement is a little bit low, but if we can,
Don't tell me you.
so August 8th was your last reel, right? Or 2 hours? Or that was
No,
2
I
hours.
just post, that's the one,
Okay.
that's kind of pinned to my page. I don't know why I can't get that
Oh,
to
okay.
me first.
Yeah, no worries. I didn't even see this one was pinned. So to that point, this is the same with TikTok as well. What you want this to do is show your brand. The top 3 videos stay at the top, right? So what they want to do is maybe a testimonial. I would even create something that looks like an ad or something close to it that tells about your brand. So all they have to do is click on the first thing and they know all about you, right? It's not like, oh, well, who is this person? What do they do? And what kind of value do they bring? Like your page is a little different because obviously it's oysters. It's straight to the
Right.
point. But things with like more products would be same thing with any of the real estate agents in here. What you're looking for is to give as much value and tell people why you're valuable to them and how you can help them. And that will give you the most traction immediately. Tanya, where can we look for you at?
Wherever,
Can I look at your
first,
TikTok actually?
yeah, you can go to Google too. And you'll see that's why I'm excited to use you. I've been making content for 7 or 8 years. I just have never had a strategy, which is
There you go.
probably cost me thousands and maybe millions of dollars.
Absolutely. So you go straight to your website, right? You're a fan of your website right now?
Oh, my name comes up as Thrive. I think you should just pull my name up. Don't pull up
Oh, here,
Thrive.
let's do this. So your LinkedIn profile, that's a great one because that is your brand, right? You want that your TikTok is going to be, or I'm sorry, your LinkedIn is where you do most of your business and you're connecting. You're pretty active on LinkedIn?
I used to be really active on LinkedIn. I stopped about a year ago, but I have a ton of reviews there. And so every now and then I'll do a video. I need to get
Gotcha.
back on there.
Me personally, I treat LinkedIn kind of the same way that I treat Facebook, but I treat Instagram and TikTok completely different. Like you have to know who you're talking to and why you're talking to them, what kind of value you're going to be bringing, because I wouldn't call it two-faced, but like I don't know, I've got my holy side and I've got my hood side, and they both kind of stay separate. And
Yeah.
so if you go to my TikTok, I'm an aspiring
gosh, I
pastor
love that.
for everybody. Like I plan on pastoring through this. This is a form of my ministry. So that is my TikTok, and then
A
like my
hood pastor instead of a
What's
hood,
that?
a hood pastor instead of a hood. pastor.
those are my favorite ones. Those are the ones that'll tell you when you're really messing up. But you've got your Instagram here. That is awesome. A lot of EXP, which makes sense. You've done some SEO work in the past?
No, I'm done.
Okay. There's probably not a lot of Tanya Rickley's there. So your name definitely does pop up.
I know.
All right.
So with my TikTok, I haven't done a lot of real estate.
Okay. So this is more personal though, right?
Yeah, but I'm gonna switch over, and that was my question to you. You know, a lot of us are multifaceted, right? And I'm like, oh, that's just who I am. I'm never going to be any different. I like who I am. But at the same time, I'm just wondering, like, how do you, especially on TikTok, do these kinds of things and then do business? Because a lot of people follow me for, you know, I'm an Ironman triathlete. They're like, wow, and now heart surgery and my adventure. But then that's what gets them to trust me and hire me because they want to do those things. So I'm confused about that.
And in regards to like which way you're kind of pointing your brand, how you represent your brand on.
Yeah. Do I open up a separate one that says Tanya Van Rickley Real Estate and then keep also a personal one and then you have 2, or what?
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend that. I would recommend that you kind of just keep everything all together. Because
Sweet.
what this does is it's just another account you have to manage. And 2, you are your brand, right? The fact that you're able to fight through everything that you fought through just shows your clients how much you're willing to fight for them. Like, hey, this is just a home we're selling here. Like I fought for my life. This is, I can do this for you. And if you tell people that, another thing that I'm noticing here too is you see how it's got your name here.
Mm-hmm.
This only happens when you repost from someone else? Like this is a repost of some sort, right? Like was this posted somewhere else or?
Well, I did it in TikTok.
Oh, this one right here.
I did it in TikTok originally, and then I downloaded it and then uploaded it to Instagram and Facebook.
Love it. Okay. So very, very important. If you guys still have your pens out, write this down. This portion right here, all of this blinking means that it was saved and reposted. The algorithm knows that. TikTok, this isn't like a bad merit or anything for you because it's on TikTok, but on Instagram is designed to look for this right here. So that is the importance of taking the extra time because this is everything that I see. I see a lot of people. It kind of goes like this. It goes TikTok because it's the best place right now. And then everything else just kind of, they post their TikToks. But as we were just talking about earlier, the person who you are on LinkedIn is not the person you are on Instagram, or the way you represent yourself a little bit. Like you can let your hair down a little bit more on TikTok, or be yourself. And the way that I see TikTok is this. Facebook is for friends and family, right? And that's a lot of people. I've done network marketing my whole life. I've sold lotions, potions, legal insurance, all of it. And it all started with, hey, grandma, right? And then it's the friends like, oh, here's Brent with those lotions and potions again, thinking he's got this another $1 million idea. But at some point, I saturated my market. After I'd say, I don't know, the second interaction, because I just send them, hey, want to make $1 million tomorrow? This guy said he made it in 2 weeks. Whatever the case, that is your friends and family. Instagram is for your followers. They have to choose to follow you. TikTok is very, very, very different. And what I mean by that is they have a For You page and they have a following page. They've also got live. And as we were talking about earlier, they're going to have a nearby feature here soon, or something like that. So when you log on to your Facebook or your Instagram, let's go to our For You page. So I'm not going to turn the sound on because you never know what's going to pop up on TikTok. But the For You page is the default. This is what happens as soon as you open the app, you're on the For You page, meaning that you're not following these people. You don't know any of these people. Let's just look here. Follow, not following, not following, not following, not following. So this is the essential, what I was telling you earlier, where it's a group of 100. So my account was one of these groups of 100 to get tested. Now they're well past this because they got 46,000 views. But again, it's giving me stuff that people are going to like, or what your page thinks it's going to like. And that is, then you can go to your following portion and it will only show you people that you're following. But TikTok's default is to put you in front of people who are like you. So Facebook is friends and family. TikTok is kind of your, Instagram is kind of like your followers or friends, a little bit further out of that circle. But TikTok is for those people who are, what was the example I used? Underwater basket weaving, right? Let's say that I'm a huge fan of underwater basket weaving and I think that there is nobody in the world like me. And then I go on TikTok and the algorithm starts curating content to be like, hey, we realize that you're a huge fan of underwater basket weaving. You've got a community here. I don't care what it is. You can, I don't know, starting fires underwater, whatever. I don't care what it is. Everybody belongs on TikTok because everybody's got a place on TikTok there. And this is so true. And it's I like it in the sense of like TikTok allows people to be themselves, because you can't post that you like underwater basket weaving on Facebook because your uncle is going to make fun of you, man. There's my weird nephew, or your friends. You don't want your friends to think you're weird, but like there are TikTok, there's a community for everybody, micro communities. Like this is where you can niche down and truly own, like your content will fill up and it will only be this. It will only be this. My page is filled with a bunch of dog videos and a lot of coaching programs and a lot of different social media related things. That's it. But TikTok is the place to be because its default is to put you in front of new people. So if your goal is outreach and audience and attention, this is where you have to be. And again, you've only got 18 months until it actually makes sense. And like you're able to capitalize on that.
So basically, I'm looking at TikTok and they can't say go to the video. It's kind of like Instagram. You have to go to the profile and like hit a link tree or something. That's
correct.
how you. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's easy. outside of that, and I'm not sure who it was that said it earlier, but we were talking about the ability to not, or you are not allowed to say link in bio or go follow anything of that nature. The algorithm is getting smarter, and it's always getting smarter. And one thing I want to emphasize is that, like, having somebody like me and my team in your corner is going, while you are selling homes and you're focused on what I assume to be a million different moving parts, the last thing you want to do is figure out that, like, all right, I've got my content. The last thing you want to do is post something that's irrelevant now. I'm like, hey, you made a video, but actually what we're doing, or you made an organic post, but actually where TikTok's leading now is towards like a reel, or Instagram's leading us towards a reel. So you might be posting, but it might be in the wrong spot. When carousels first came out on Instagram, that was the hottest thing. If you didn't post 10 pictures at once, so people can kind of just scroll and see all 10 pictures, then your account was just not being seen. It was weighted less than accounts who only posted that. And that's the same thing with reels now. If on Instagram, if you post anything less than a 1-minute video, it will automatically become a reel now, because that's what that's what Instagram wants. Why are they doing that? Because TikTok is instant. You open it up and you're stuck in the feed, and you can keep scrolling and you will never find the bottom. That's exactly what they're trying to do on Instagram. And that's exactly, and notice that YouTube did the same thing. And I know I've said this already, but the fact that YouTube, like TikTok, made Google move, it made it recalculate, it made it pivot. And that, to me, making a $1 trillion company like Google be able to pivot and create something else and kind of expand their territory is powerful. It's super powerful. But what I would recommend for you, Tanya, is to post 4 times a day. Get a video in there. You can post 3. You can pin 3 posts to the top of your page. I would recommend one. I would recommend one for your coaching. I would recommend one about your story and your testimony, and then maybe even one that has to do with both. Like, why does your testimony mean that you're going to be the best leadership coach, the best speaker, the best real estate agent? Like, why do you have people's best interest in mind? And really telling them, like, you could push through anything. Like, you do Ironmans. I don't know what's a GoRuck. I don't know what that is, but
GoRucks are 24-hour and 48-hour events.
Oh, see, you're killing it, right? You're killing it. So yeah, that is, that shows you a little bit about me.
So what you're saying is, so like with this account, if this was my personal account, like if I post 3 times a day, I'll post something on real estate, something on personal development with my Life Reset 2.0, and then maybe something on both. So you're saying, like, hit all the different categories, because that's one thing I noticed about, like, Instagram. They're like, have a theme. I'm like, I don't want to, multiple streams of income, I'm interested in multiple things. So I love that you're saying this, because that's what stopped me
from posting on. It is very true. Themes were a thing on Instagram for a while. And it didn't make sense to me. It was like, I thought I was going to be creative and make my Instagram black and white. That's all. Now all my posts have to be black and white, and it's irritating, right? I would much rather just post and show you that. But I'm gonna share this with you. I'm gonna jump off of the TikTok pages, and if anybody else wants their account analyzed or audited, give me a call. You've got my number. Feel free to text me. It should be like around, I don't know what, I can't see my face right now, but whatever side of my head it's on. Follow me there and then message me.
And I can't wait to, you guys, I'm going to start working with him here the next week or so. And you guys see my account, it's very small. It's probably going to grow exponentially. And I can show you, this is what he's helped me do.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And so for being part of my Done With You or Done For You programs, this is what you will receive every single week. So you will have 3 intro hooks. These are sent to you every Friday. This will, and the way that I'm kind of seeing it play out, because my motto here is time better spent. There's so, like I said, there's so many better places you could be than sitting inside of your phone, editing something just for it to flop, right? So what we'll do is it will give you the hook right here. So don't do this unless you're trained to, but this is a add your niche method or style way of desired outcome to the problem. Don't do this unless, and it will give you so many different examples. I'll even show you, this is like some weird, it's supposed to make your face more symmetrical. I don't know what it does, but
it's a Japanese way to improve symmetrical face.
174,000.
I don't know what that does, but nonetheless, she got 174,000 views, 522 people shared it. This is, oh, it's called face yoga. Well, that's cute. But this is everything that you need. I'm providing you with at least 3 videos, and there's so much more. Intro motions are huge because, again, we've got 1 second. What do we got to do to make people watch? So let's watch this real quick. And this is like a quick info motion.
Oh, interesting. These are so good.
Right. And then you've got the trends this week, trending songs. Those are important because songs are very important. Like music artists are literally switching. My favorite song right now on the radio is called Golden Hour, and it's literally the #1 song everywhere. And it all started from a kid inside of his mother's basement sitting here who made a song on TikTok. This is evening the playing field. The big budgets don't mean anything anymore because organic is the way to go with TikTok on your side. I hacked your camera roll is another way. And basically like what we're doing here is like explaining the trend. So in this trend, you're supposed to put up a suggestion or something you should be doing in text in your video, something that you should know. So we can go over all of these. Like if I send this to you on Friday and you film these over, I don't know, Saturday, Sunday, or Monday, whenever it may be, you've got time. I want to make sure that your time is being used effectively. So you don't even have to come to the trainings. I would love if you came to the trainings because I feel that I have a lot of value to give everybody, but this is enough value. This mixed with the platform will give you everything that you need to at least going. Some of my favorite videos this week, some profiles to learn from, which I think is great because again, we're not copying, we're hacking, right? And then if you are in the TikTok ads, this is the place to go. The top TikTok ad examples, and these are all directly inputted from TikTok. So there's a couple.
I had no idea you could even do ads on TikTok.
It is. If you're comfortable sharing it, do you spend more than $2,000-3,000 a month on Instagram ads or Facebook ads?
I don't do ads.
Love it. Oh my gosh. All right, Tanya, we're going to do this organically. Okay. But TikTok ads are, so I've worked with a few digital marketing agencies, and Facebook would essentially give you 3 times what you put into it now. If I put $1,000 into a TikTok ad, I'm expecting to get 3,000 out. And that's if everything is optimized. Like I said, people are running from Facebook right now because they're so expensive. TikTok, I've had a client who was in the e-commerce game and she was selling t-shirts. Just off of $1,000, she got 14 times what she put into it. Why? Because the cost per click is way lower. The level now, are the leads as targeted? No, not at all, because Facebook is powered by Google, who owns everybody's data in some way, shape, or form. So they know exactly who you are, what you're looking for, and that if it applies to you or not. TikTok, again, with the proper hashtags and the proper organic approach, you'll be able to target people a lot easier, and your dollar goes way, way further. And that's why people are jumping from Facebook. Now, please don't take that as like leave Facebook, because it is, again, we want to be well-rounded, we want to be everywhere. But yeah.
But I've heard this over and over and over, even from $1 million real estate agents recently. They're saying go to TikTok and go to YouTube because you're just the ROI is not there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm curious to see what that does. Facebook will get it together. I have complete confidence in Mark Zuckerberg. He is a beast of an entrepreneur. He's driven, he knows what he needs to do. But right now it's a little expensive, and we all just got out of a quarantine. There are so many businesses that failed because of quarantine. So having and a lot of people don't run ads because they've ran it in the past. They put it, I don't know, $5 a day like Facebook tells you, and the machine just ate their money, and that was it.
Yeah. So we have some questions.
Yeah.
We have, should I put my baby in the video? He is 18 months. 16 months. Do you recommend that? Yes or no? She got the most views with her baby in the video.
Oh, of course, your baby's probably adorable. That's why. But I mean, it all depends. What is your goal?
She's a realtor.
Oh, so how, let's see, what's your page? Actually, let me take a look at that.
Brianna, what's your page? Brianna, and hold on. I think she's typing it. Brianna, okay, let's see if there's any other questions that I missed. Just starting out. Proof. Okay, we already did this one. I see people that said link to the bio. Okay, so it's Brianna. You'll have to copy and paste that.
Is there an underscore or anything in there?
Nope.
Okay.
You can tell you guys wanted to know this information because we're like 30 to 35 minutes over and there's
Yeah,
still
thank you.
19
Yeah, I
people
appreciate
out of
everybody
like
for sticking around. And
22,
if you do have to go, I don't take it personally at all. All right, where's the one with your adorable baby?
The baby one, where is it?
Central Texas, go vote.
I don't see the baby one. It was a reel. It's a reel.
Oh, it's on Instagram.
On Instagram? Is anybody, just so I know, because I actually just got a text that a few of you want to work with him and are going to call him. Anybody here right now? Raise your hand. Few of you. Love it. Oh, there's a baby.
Is this the one you were talking about right here? And you got 800. That's 58 likes. Your baby's adorable. But if I can be, and I'm very blunt and I'm very transparent, this doesn't lead to your brand at all. I looking at that video, I couldn't tell that you do real estate. All you got from it is 892 plays and 58 likes. Now that does help, but at the end of the day, we want to be intentional about everything that we do, right? So if you're posting, I only make sure that I post for specific reasons. If I'm, and it's the same thing. Like if you think about it like a music artist, like Beyonce doesn't do radio interviews or anything until she's got an album to drop, right? Because that's, unless you have value to bring, I wouldn't post. Now your baby is adorable. Definitely. Like you want to see the mom side of things, right? You definitely want to see that. But on here, just looking at this, you couldn't tell. I'm an artist, always have been, always will be. Now you are in real estate though, right?
Yes, she's new to real estate.
Oh, so you're new to real estate. Okay, well then let's start you from the bottom up then. Just go in and give value. Like, and if you could take anything from this, write this down, that if you have, like, and I've said it before, but if you have one thing to offer somebody, you can teach them. So all you do is just go in there and give value. Hey,
this is her personal one. That's what she said.
Oh, okay. Where's your real estate one? Or are you after building your personal brand? Because I'm here to do both. I'm here to help you with both, but.
So you guys just make sure too, if you don't have something to post about real estate, if you do, let's just hop on. We'll have like a marketing corner each week on, hey, here's what you should be posting this week. And here's what you should be doing. Go preview homes.
Yeah, absolutely. And even if you want to as well, like if we do jump on board and you are part of that, like you can always text me. We run slim here. We have a team of about 5, almost 6 right now. And with that being said, like you can text me at any time. Everything I do is automated. My schedule is a lot more free than what you may think it is. But I'm always like, I want you to understand, like, your dollars is appreciated here, but I plan on giving you 20 times that back in value and my time. So yeah, if you do post something and you're like, hey, check this out, I'm about to post it, do you like it? Yeah, I love it. Or maybe this, maybe that. Or you can send all of your content over and my team and I will edit it for you. And we will take all of that and we will, like we said, we'll use that pillar content. If you give me a long form video, I know Tanya has a lot of value that she can bring through trainings and meetings, and she has hours and hours of footage. I can cut that down and turn that into, why don't we make that our mission? If you, do you run one of these every single week? And what day? Because if we do this,
Well, I have a call every Tuesday with new speakers, but
Okay.
I've actually been wanting to have like a marketing day, even if it's 30 minutes, like the marketing tip of the week sort of thing. So I've been wanting to have that. So I'd love to do that. You know, perhaps if you're doing that on Thursdays with your group and you go deep, maybe after that, then you just hop on for 30 minutes or whatever your time is like. Because I know that I can bring a lot more people and it's just going to help everybody, because most of you should be picking up the phone and calling people and asking for the business. Several of you won't, and you're introverts or you're using social media. So you got to do something, and you got to do something right and something that's working. And social media and video and all that is amazing. But just like you're seeing for me, I have tons of content, but I'm not doing it. I'm not maximizing it the way it needs to be.
Yeah, and we'll work together really, really close this week. If you're open to that, and we'll see what we can do in 7 days, specifically on TikTok. Let's see what we can do in 7 days. If you just send me over a couple hours of video, I'll edit that down and we'll have lots and lots and lots of content. 4 times a day is what we're going to go after. So I'll make sure that we
Okay. Sounds good.
Awesome. But yeah, if you guys, I was having a hard time getting to, for whatever reason, my thing is stuck on the direct message, but write down my phone number. It is,
And they're asking for the website, your website as well.
yeah. Here, actually, let me do this for you. So the website is thesocialproofapp.com. And Tanya, if you could drop that, the video ask inside of there, I think that'll be more informative than because it will literally walk you through everything. But yeah, take a look at the website. If you guys have any questions, write my number down. It's 650-671-0377. And I would put that in the chat, but this computer's being a little weird on me this morning. I think it knew I needed to use it. Awesome. And then yeah, blow that phone up. If send me videos, pictures, I don't care. Well, I want to be of value to you. And let's work. Let's yeah, we'll figure out a day. But I'm excited to speak to all of you.
Yeah, and I'm gonna post something. I just had to find it because he gave me a specific thing. So I'll post this right now. Make sure you guys grab it. Okay, I'm going to post it in our group for the people in our group. But if you're not in our group, then you're not going to get it. So this is it right here. Okay, grab this, hop on a call with him, and message me if you guys need anything. Here you go. Do we have any just like 1 or 2 takeaways on what was the biggest value from this call? Like, what was the biggest aha feedback? Anything? Anybody?
There was a lot. There was definitely I know I kind of like word vomited everything.
I mean, for me, it's you just confirmed that it's okay to keep one channel. And that's huge for me. So you guys, let's hop on. All of you guys that are in my group, if we need to hop on a 15-minute call to chat about your strategy, let's do that. But let me know if you guys need anything. Okay, talk to you soon.
All right, everybody. Thank you again,
BJ.
Tanya, for the opportunity.
Talk to you soon. Bye.
All right, bye-bye.